Hello, something guys and gals. This is Lance Hammond or something guy 912. Probably should call myself the something guy or whatnot. Anyhow, this is going to be a kind of a review for Hesitation Marks by Nine Inch Nails, their newest album. So to start from the gate, I'm going to get a Wikipedia viewing of the album with the song title, so I don't lose the the song track, so I don't skip any. So I'm gonna try this from track 1 to track 14. But first off, let's get an overall experience. So this is some kind of interesting material. It's unlike anything that I've heard from Nine Inch Nails recently. It's kind of like when they started out, or more like when he started it out, with Pretty Hate Machine. It's kind of synth pop. There's a lot of electronic stuff filled into it, and it brings this unique sound. It's almost like as if you don't even know if it for sure if this was Nine Inch Nails from the start until you actually hear the vocals. Anyhow, it kind of goes through the same sort of formula as as usual Nine Inch Nails songs, but I mean that's fine because at least the songs themselves have a different kind of je ne croise. They're different. They're diverse, and this one is actually diverse. It's a lot different from what I've usually expected. It's just I'm kind of surprised it's the Nine Inch Nails songs. There's parts of the song where I thought it was going to be like hip hop song almost at some points. And well, I mean it's fine. The new synths are fine, but some of them kind of feel like they're scattershot. Like they don't really need to be in there, and they're just kind of there for the sake of, hey, look, I got synths and electronic music and whatnot. But it still has that quality. There's still a lot of lyrical quality. There's actually a lot more lyrical diversity than I've seen in recent albums. Each album usually had a specific kind of taste. Like Year Zero was more political, but this one has its own set. It's got its own song for other people. There's number 3, Find My Own Way. It's kind of like a more revelating song, even though it's like the third song in, or no, number 4, Find My Way. And there's like, I think All Time Low is a political one. I'm not sure. Maybe Satellite too. But anyway, I'm going to go through these step by step. So number 1 is a intro. It's called The Dream Eater, and it kind of reminds me of Pinion, but kind of a lower grade, more synthesized version. And I kind of feel like it suddenly stopped when I was hoping it would just go. But I know that Trent Reznor has this sort of talent for suddenly ending parts that would otherwise feel like they just keep going. So I'm fine with that. With other intros, you usually kind of segue in, and this one doesn't really seg into number 2. Now, the second song, Copy of Us, is a pretty neat song. It's actually quite dance-worthy, and sure, he repeats the same word, but it works because of how the structure of the lyrics are laid out. It's fine. You can listen to it. It's there for a purpose. It's supposed to get the idea of repetition within it, and it's fine. So this song will get into your head pretty fast. That's probably why it's the first one on this list. Is that it's a song to get you going. It's got that nice dancey feel to it at the beginning. You'll get pretty pumped and whatnot. Number 3 is I think it's the first single. It's actually the very first song to be leaked before the release. It's called Came Back Haunted. It's like the structure of it's a lot like 1 million in its flow. It has, the chorus going on, and then it stops, and then suddenly comes back with a kind of a crescendo end, coda and whatnot, and that's what it's kind of going for. But it also has a lot of the same structures with a Copy of Us, so they kind of feel like they can be webbed in with the same beat and whatnot. But they both have their own unique familiarities. The fourth one is called Find My Way. This one's more like serene and symphonical. It's kind of like it's like one of those personal revelation like new songs. It's like the song you'd listen to on a beach, looking over the sunset by yourself, just trying to think about life and whatnot, trying to think about what you're going through and how you're going to deal with it. And it's unique in its own way. The synthesizers actually work, and there's a piano in it too, which I always crave for, because Trent Reznor is a fucking... he's beautiful on the piano. The next one is All Time Low. Now, the lyrics on it, I think, are political. I'm not really sure exactly. It seems kind of pessimistic. It's got this weird guitar riff. It kind of sounds a little southern almost, but the lyrics kind of move a little slow. They kind of seem forced into the BPM of the song, which is somewhat annoying. And what I've noticed about a lot of these songs is that they kind of seem to overstrength their boundaries. They kind of overstay the welcome. They have this long ending part. There's a lot of songs on this album that go past 5 minutes. I mean, I was fine with it with the first two, but then I realized, whoa, man, you just keep going with the end. It's like, when does it end and when does it begin? But All Time Low is still listenable. It's not annoying at all. Disappointed was kind of one of those songs that feels like the synths were scattershot. He has his voice kind of not like monotone, but like it's like in a mono kind of way. It's like it's a little faded and hard to understand, but then it comes in clear view, but it does it too suddenly too. And then there's that that noticeable guitar riff that we've seen with previous 9 Inch Nails albums. So that's also present as well. Let's see. So, and the lyrics themselves are kind of hard to understand, but it's okay. And then there's Everything, and that one kind of reminds me of Discipline, kind of with its positive tone, although it makes a weird shift between the beginning and then has that heavier tone to it on the verse side, which is fine. It's like, whoa, it's like, yeah, optimism, upbeat, but then it kind of goes a little bit angrier in a way. Then the next one is Satellite, and this is the one where I was like, at the beginning I was like, whoa, is this going to be like some kind of hip-hop song? It's like something like T-Pain would have in any track that he has, whatnot. But then it actually transcended pretty well. It was actually one of those songs I could actually get used to with its lengthy time, mostly. The next one is Various Methods of Escape. This is one of those philosophical ones. There's a lot of subtle lyrics present. It's kind of, you have to think, you have to be a little bit logical about how he's representing the lyrics and whatnot. But I like the transcendence of it. It goes from this soothing one to, all bombastic, and that's fine if the length. It's one of those songs where the length is fine because it's actually trying to transcend from a higher level rather than just go on the same level. Next one is Running, and Running's kind of a little bit boring, but I didn't even know the damn title of it. It was hard for me to hear his lyrics anyhow. Okay, so the next one is I Would For You. This is kind of one of those personal ones, like apparently he's kind of putting himself in the same position, but somehow it has something to do with, yeah, I'll change for you, that's fine, I'm pretty transparent it seems. Just put me in any mirror and I can do who I want. And that one is somewhat forgettable, but, well, I mean, the lyrics are actually pretty nice. And then there's Into, but Into it's once again a little it's stretching its length a little bit. Also, the lyrics are jagged in a way that doesn't make it seem like it's gritty. It just sounds a little bit annoying. Onward, While I'm Still Here. This is the last one before the outro song. And this one's fine, but once again it overstretches its length a little bit, even though it's a 4-minute song, which is one of the shortest next to a 3 minutes. I'm not even taking into account the outro and intro, which are the shortest. Anyhow, it's nice. It's kind of like one of those concluding songs, like Some Zero, and then the last one is Black Noise. Now the funny thing about this one is that I can't even figure out when the hell the song began or end. It's like, is this still while I'm still here? Is Black Noise supposed to be like this quiet 1.5 minutes of music? Yeah, it's kind of weird. So it was pretty nice. So overall, this is a new take. I like the new take. The Sims and electronic actually work. It makes the album different from previous takes. The Sims are mostly scattershot. Some of the lyrics might be a little bit forgettable, but there's a lot of songs. But most of these songs overall have a hit. They're going to be pretty memorable. Copy of and Came Back Haunted will be instantly memorable. You'll be having that shit stuck in your head for weeks. Copy of. So, between a score of 0 to 100, I think I'd give this one an 86. But if I was to make a user review on Metacritic, it only goes between 0 and 10, so I'd just give it an 8. It's pretty decent. It's a new take. I know a lot of fucking users complain, oh, it's not as gritty as shit, but I'm kind of tired of that, because if he was to do that, it just kind of seemed contradicting, because he said that he's more happy. He's got a wife, he's got a kid, he's gone off the, I think it was cocaine or heroin. Yeah, he's happy with himself, and he's this album, as I can tell, is just an album for him to feel inspired by, not an album where he has to bleed his feelings in. I mean, sure, he had to make songs like I Would For You in this sort, and it kind of confused me a bit. It's like, it seems he's running out of ideas of how to make himself, of how to write his feelings out, because he doesn't need to. He's fine. He's finally content with his own life. He's, he doesn't have any worries anymore. He doesn't have any more regrets. He's pushing forward instead of staying in the past, and that's what I like to see with this music, is that it's transcending to that level. It's understanding where your place in the world is and how to keep yourself relevant. But you don't have to sell out, and he wasn't being a sellout. It's just simple. It's just simple electronic orchestrations, and you still get that top-notch Trent Reznor quality and vibe into it as well. So what are you even losing out of this? I don't really want him to stream because it doesn't seem necessary. Although now he's back into the publishing scene with music records, so more than likely, if he has to fight with them again, we're probably going to see even more. We're probably going to see albums in the future that regard his behavior and his lifestyle against them, because he's made a lot of albums that were directed angrily towards music records that tried to limit his singing potential. So, thanks for listening. Goodbye.